hope you can see this PowerPoint presentation that I've pulled up. So as an introduction, my name is Jimmy Lin. I am the coordinator and instructor, one of the instructors for the Watch Technology program here at North Seattle College. As a coordinator, I also act as an advisor. I help with applicants when they submit their documentation to us, and I help run them through our application process. Right. Okay, so about Watch Technology. We also go by the moniker Watch Technology Institute. So we are a 2-year full-time program at North. We specialize in modern watchmaking and watch repair. So we deal with the types of tasks that one would expect to do working at a brand service center or in, say, an authorized dealer boutique. Our students generally enter the program with little to no experience in watch repair, and we bring them up to a point where they are ready to enter the workforce or enter the industry as professional watchmakers. So our program offers 2 different awards through North Seattle College. We have a certificate in watch technology that is 164 credits. We also offer an AAS, or Associate of Applied Science in Watch Technology, and that is 184 credits. Okay, our cohorts start every fall quarter. As an applicant, you're welcome to apply at any point in the year. Just know that our cohorts start in the fall. You are unable to start at any other quarter, so only fall quarter. Our program is pretty small. We accept between 10 to 12 students each year. And in addition to myself, there are 2 other instructors. So that's a really great student to teacher ratio there. All right, so a couple of things about our program. We are the only watchmaking school on the West Coast. Take a look at this map. You'll see some schools located in Texas, others in kind of the greater New York area, as well as another school in Miami. So we are the only school essentially west of Texas, which means that we get a lot of interest from people not only within Washington State or Seattle, but across most of the country. We get a lot of folks applying from Oregon and California, others from the Midwest, the Cascades. We also accept international students. So we do get interest from people in Canada, as well as Asia and elsewhere. One thing to note about our program is we also are able to help veterans looking to use their educational benefits. So we can accept students that are on the post 9/11 GI Bill, as well as those using vocational rehabilitation. One last thing about our program from this slide is that our curriculum covers a full suite of subjects. So not all schools in the US cover these main topics. Not all schools offer a manufacturing component. Not all schools will offer a full movement service or full movement repair. They're partial technician programs. So we are one of just a couple schools offering a complete curriculum to our students. Right. One thing you may have you may know about our program is that we are affiliated with an organization called SADA, the Swiss American Watchmakers Training Alliance. And they are also affiliated with Rolex Watch USA. So we have this partnership with a very large watch manufacturer, and that allows us to do a couple things. First, we are able to have our students test for third-party certification through the SADA organization. And this is an industry-recognized professional certification that qualifies students to work in service centers and boutiques. Okay. Through this association, we are also able to provide students with special training opportunities. So occasionally students are able to uh, visit a Rolex service center and see what that experience is like. We also have Rolex personnel come visit our classrooms to talk about the company and help students get introduced to the products that they retail. Um, and so it's really great to have a partner like this on board to help enrich the experience of our students. As I mentioned, students are qualified to work in a number of different employment settings. We have service centers. These can be brand service centers or service centers operated by companies that retail specific brands. We also have opportunities at the retail level for watchmakers to work in stores and boutiques. And then finally, there aren't very many independent opportunities out there, but they do exist. There are micro brands, there are independent watchmakers, those that are really specialized in a certain type of repair or a certain type of timepiece, and they are also looking to hire watchmakers. All right, so what could possibly bring you to watchmaking, right? We find that with people applying to their program and the students that enter our program, that there are a number of common things that they share. One is an appreciation for the artistic, artisanal, and or the technical. So here we have 3 timepieces. One has some amazing handcrafting work done to it. This watch here in the middle has handcraft work done to it, as well as it has an interesting complication where you can look at things like the phase of the moon in a really interesting display of timekeeping. And then here on the right, we have a technically interesting watch where it deals with many different ways of telling time, as well as keeping track of or timekeeping in a very accurate way in a complicated manner. All right. Another way that students can or applicants can appreciate timepieces is through watches that are historically or sentimentally important, right? Many customers, they will purchase a watch to mark a special occasion or just by virtue of wearing a watch through a special event, that holds a lot of importance to them. And so sometimes as a watchmaker, it's really fulfilling to be able to work on timepieces that have a lot of meaning to customers. All right. Finally, sometimes it's just really enjoyable to work on very expensive timepieces, right? All of the watches that you've seen here are timepieces that a student could potentially work on with an employer. So in addition to complicated or artisanal timepieces, we have watches that are just bedazzled or they're made out of precious metals, gold, platinum, gem set. It's like some of the stuff that you can encounter as a watchmaker is really amazing. And so watchmaking can be really appealing no matter what your interests are that bring you to this profession. Right? So you're interested in watches. Is this program going to be a good fit for you? So some of the traits that common traits that we find among our students is that students have good attention to detail, right? If something's out of place or doesn't look like it's the right shape, our students are really good at being able to determine that and as well be able to problem solve these issues. So students that like puzzles, board games, basically diving deep into a certain subject area and learning more and trying to figure things out, this could be the right program for you. We also have students with very strong hand-eye coordination, Dexterity is important because you'll be using tweezers and other hand tools to work on very small objects. And so being comfortable looking at things up close, looking at things under magnification, and being able to control your actions in a very minute way are key. Okay. Watchmakers, we can be a sociable group, but generally when we're working on timepieces, we're doing that independently. And having the ability to focus for long amounts of time is key. Okay, finally, if you are into gadgets, if you're into different types of tools, watchmaking could be the profession for you. There are literally thousands of tools that a watchmaker can acquire in their time. All right, so I mentioned that the watch technology program covers a complete curriculum. And so these are the main subject areas that we'll be covering. So in your 2 years at WTI, the main focus is on movement servicing, and this is going to be servicing of various types of watch movements. We'll do mechanical manual line timepieces, uh, automatic timepieces, chronographs. This can be automatic chronographs or manual line chronographs. And as well, we will deal with quartz watches, quartz timepieces. Okay, we also focus on precision timing and adjustments. So not only are we putting watches back together or taking them apart, we're also trying to figure out what makes them run well and get them to run even better. If a watch is received that has some issues with it, our watchmakers, our students are trained to be able to diagnose and troubleshoot those problems. Okay. In addition to working on the internal components of a watch themselves, we will focus on refinishing. So working on cases and bracelets. Students will also get comfortable doing dialing and casing work, so making sure that the watch is totally clean and sealed up properly for water resistance. We'll also make sure those hands are installed in a very accurate fashion so that those hands are perfectly aligned and there's no danger of them contacting each other or contacting other things on the dial. We do some light manufacturing in the program, so students will be using hand tools as well as a watchmaker's lathe to create other tools or to create some basic watch components. And finally, we have a customer service component. So understanding what it's like to do some customer-facing work where you're taking in a watch for repair, you're doing some estimating, you're communicating out repair work to a potential customer. And so kind of easing students into what could potentially be a retail position. All right, so let me dive a little bit deeper into the 2 awards through North Seattle College. So we have that certificate, which is 164 credits. That's going to be 8 quarters or 24 courses that are solely watch technology courses. The other option is an Associate of Applied Science, AAS, in watch technology. That is more credits. That's 20 more credits. So it's 24 watch technology courses plus 4 general ed courses. So this will be in subjects such as accounting, English composition, US and global studies. So if you're coming into the program with some college credit earned elsewhere, then odds are good that you've already made progress towards this AAS degree, or you may already have all the general ed credits covered. So that's something that we can work with once you're in the program. Okay. We do have that third-party certification through SADA. In order to receive the SADA certification, you must pass their set of exams. And so our curriculum is designed to get students ready to also pass the SADA series of tests. And so students must pass all 4 exams during their time here in the program. And these tests are prepared, administered, and graded by SADA personnel. Right, and then as far as education goes, students can expect to receive further training after graduation once they are employed either by a brand or a company representing a brand. They can get further brand-specific training on certain models or certain movements within that company's repertoire. All right, so how to apply? So as I mentioned, we only accept 10 to 12 students a year, and we receive interest that is many times higher than that number. We get about 5 to 6 times as many applications as we have spots available in the program, so entry is competitive. Our cohorts start every fall quarter, but we do take applications year-round. It is advantageous to apply well in advance of the cohort that you're trying to join. So now that we're in March of 2023, it is starting to get pretty late to join us for fall 2023. But if you're interested in fall 2024, that is definitely an option. We have a lot of openings there. Okay. To apply to the Watch Technology program, there's 2 things that you have to do. One is you have to register and be accepted by North Seattle College. You're going to receive a CTC link ID. And then step 2 is completing the Watch Technology application process. So being accepted by North Seattle College is just the first step. You must be accepted by the Watch Technology program to join our cohort. And so the Watch Technology program has an application form, as well as a personal statement that must be submitted. And then there are a couple rounds of testing. So we have an online mechanical comprehension exam. That's a short 30-minute test of your understanding of mechanical situations. And then we have an all-day in-person bench test here in our classrooms. So with the bench test, you come in, you spend some time doing written exams. We've got math, puzzles or problem-solving type questions, as well as a short essay writing exam. And then you also spend time doing practical exercises. So getting to use that hand-eye coordination, that dexterity to do a quick manufacturing project, to do some work with tweezers and a magnifying loupe, and then finally to do some watch movement assembly and disassembly. So all of these parts of the bench test are assessed and given a score. And then at the end of it, we take a look at your performance during the whole application process. There's also a short interview with the instructors, and then we'll be able to make a decision on your application. Okay, so that's pretty much the end of our presentation. I'm going to quickly jump into a few frequently asked questions. A lot of questions are actually addressed on our Watch Technology program page, so feel free to check them out. Something that's in your head might already be addressed on the website. So do students need to bring any equipment or tools? The answer is no. So as a student, when you enter the program, you purchase a toolkit, and that toolkit are tools that are designed to cover you during your first and second years in the program. Okay, so some students that are into watch repair, they'll come into the program with their own stuff, but you don't have to, right? We'll give you all the tools that you need. Is there homework? So as a full-time program where students are spending between 36 to 40 hours in a classroom, there's a little bit of theory, book work that needs to be done, but for the most part is a lot of practical time at the bench. So we understand that spending so much time at the bench can be really exhausting. So we try to minimize the amount of studying that has to happen outside of the classroom. Okay. And so we do give tours of the classrooms. These can be done in person or virtually. So if you are interested in checking out our classrooms in more detail or just talking with me specifically about the program, please contact me. I can be reached directly through this information here, or you can reach out to our program email, which both I and another instructor view pretty regularly. Okay. If you're interested in uh, getting a peek into our program, we do have an Instagram page. So check that out. You'll get to see projects that our students are working on, as well as get some insights into how the curriculum plays out over the 2 years. All right. So again, any questions or concerns, just give me a call or shoot me an email. I'm happy to discuss our program in more detail with you. All right. Thank you for attending this presentation. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.